All right, welcome back, Sports Show
Bye.
YouTube. This is, I think, our third season doing this, right? Is it the third season or second season we've done a little NFL preview? I think it's 3. I'm not sure.
I think it is too.
Can't count that high. But what else do you need? The NFL's back. College football video game is back. Oasis is back. Oh, my God. Shit is just fucking going down this year. But we're going to be doing an NFL preview, going division by division, giving our predictions, our Super Bowl picks, MVP picks, all that fun stuff. Well, let's start it off from last night. Baltimore against Kansas City Chiefs. I think the refs are still throwing some fucking flags on those illegal formations. 3 on the opening drive. I think they got hit with 4 during the entire game. Just, I think when I was texting you, a completely ridiculous, fucking unnecessary penalty that they seem to be enforcing only on Baltimore. I'm not a Baltimore Ravens fan by any fucking means, but that was driving me fucking nuts. What'd you think about that shit? It almost seems like they targeted Baltimore for some specific reason, because during the course of the game, it looked at me, they could have called that in fucking Kansas City. Just a foot behind the line, just an inch. Nitpicky as shit, right?
Remember when the Lions played the first game of the year out there last year? They did the same exact thing to them.
Yep.
Yeah, the NFL, I mean, there's no way around it. The NFL is just biased for the Chiefs. That's just what they do. Everyone sees it. It's sick. Listen, there's photos out there of the Kansas City guy, and he's lined up way further back than the Baltimore guy. So spare me the explanations. Taylor Swift was there. You know they had to cater to them. So, yeah, it's honestly embarrassing for the league.
Especially opening night. It's like, okay, we're going to enforce this new fucking penalty that we're really, not new penalty, but we're really going to enforce this rule. And let's just pick opening night to do it. While the whole country is watching, let's just go ahead and fucking enforce that shit. But Baltimore goes down to the Kansas City Chiefs. Lamar Jackson, and we were talking about this through text last night. I don't know why they didn't take the spike at the end. You would have stopped the clock, probably had a good 17 to 10 fucking seconds more than what you did at the end. Foot on the line by Likely, incomplete pass. Down goes Baltimore in the opening game. Baltimore's in some trouble here. I think they're going to have a good regular season, but this is one of them teams, if they fall behind by probably more than 10 points, it's a fucking wrap. They have no receivers to get the ball downfield. I understand Lamar Jackson, whoop, whoop, all over the field, but this dinking and dumping ain't going to work the entire season, man.
No, it's just not. And they had Hollywood Brown, who's absolutely fantastic and outstanding, and they traded him away. He wanted to go to Kyler, so, but yeah, that, and then Derrick Henry, that was their big pickup in the offseason. And how many, like, I saw him, I swear, twice in that game. Like,
these running backs, I feel so fucking bad for these running backs that aren't on their last wheel. And I'm talking about guys like, because I think Dalvin Cook's in that conversation, but guys like Derrick Henry, Dalvin Cook, who have good seasons the previous year, but just because they're going to a new team, I think he's 30. I think he's 30 even on the button. But it's like, okay, well, he's on his second team. He's 30. Let's just give him 8 carries instead of 15 to 20. Fuck that shit. Especially a guy like Derrick Henry. He doesn't need speed. Whether he loses speed or not, he's still going to weigh 250. Derrick Henry should have got the ball fed to him, especially in those short and goal distances. You notice Lamar Jackson has no faith in his wide receiver or his arm. Every time you could just pretty much book it. 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, nobody downfield, I'm gone. Scrambling downfield. It was a fucking mess, their offense last night.
That one goal line possession where they ended up kicking the field goal later in the game, and they passed like 3 times. Where's Derrick Henry? Like, you got this big back in the offseason to do just that, and you don't use him. I didn't understand that offense.
So here's a receiving core that they had last night. Zay Flowers, who is just an undersized wide receiver. He's not a fucking number 1. He's a slot receiver. They're using him as a number 1 receiver, and even he wasn't getting anything downfield. It was just little short, quick hits, let him get some open space, but that's not what a number 1 does. They got the rookie wide receiver from North Carolina. He's having some injuries, so that's why he didn't play last night. That's really their only hope to have a number 1. I don't even think he's a true number 1, to be honest with you. But he's at least going to give a wide receiver with some kind of size that can just get a quick slant over the middle, get 6 or 7 yards out of it. Likely their tight end looked great. they have two good, really tight ends. But tight ends, you know, and he did have that touchdown catch where just a whoop whoop on that little sideline, that stutter step. Likely looked really good out there. But the course of the season, I don't see how they're going to keep this up unless they're really smashing you and they're getting some fucking big run chunk plays with Derrick Henry, hopefully. But yeah, that was a mess last night. Let's switch over to the Chiefs too from the game last night. Xavier Worthy. God damn, the Buffalo Bills are fucking stupid. Xavier Worthy had 2 touchdowns last night. It's just not fair. It's just not fair to give Kansas City a speed burner like this. He's not Tyreek Hill. Let's just establish that. I think a lot of people are going overboard. But damn, is he close. I don't know what Buffalo was thinking giving him, but do you think Kansas City has a legit chance at three-peating?
Oh, with the league favor that they get? Absolutely. I've seen a lot of predictions that the Lions are going to face them in the Super Bowl. And I mean, I'm not being a jerk, but there's no way the Lions win that game because there's no way the NFL lets them win that game. The NFL does not want anybody other than the Chiefs to win everything. It's just, nobody can call me a conspiracy theorist if you watched last night's game and saw what they called. It's the truth. It's the sad truth. The league curries favor to them, and it's embarrassing. It's honestly embarrassing. Nobody cares about Taylor Swift. They just don't. Not in the sense of a football game.
Yeah, Kansas City.
Like, great musician, more power to her, but...
Fuck. No, she's not a great musician. She's fucking garbage. But fucking, But yeah, Kansas City looked great last night. I mean, probably the most complete team in football, I think, as far as the defense and offense, the balance that they have. I mean, talent across the board. But that was opening night last night. Kansas City knocking off the Baltimore Ravens. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's get into our predictions here. We're going to start off with the AFC East. Oh, man.
Ooh.
Yeah, I got Miami, the Jets, Buffalo, and the Patriots out there in the AFC East. What's you got?
I'm going to agree with that. I think the Bills' window has closed. They offloaded too much talent. They didn't replace it. That's often for the taking. I don't believe in the Jets. Aaron Rodgers coming off a torn Achilles, and he's in his 40s. Or near his 40s, excuse me. But, like, that's a terrible injury to come back from.
And Buffalo, yeah, like you mentioned, they lost so many playmakers on that side. They lost Stephon Diggs. They lost Gabe Davis. They brought your boy in to replace him from Florida State and Michigan State. Keon Coleman. They brought in Curtis Samuel. But that's a lot that they lost, especially at that wide receiver position. I think Josh Allen can only take him so far. They lost 2 safeties. They lost Hyde. They lost Poyer. So a lot of changes going out there in Buffalo. I think it's a transition year. I think Josh Allen will be able to get some wins on his own, some big plays he'll make down the stretch, but he just has no help out there. Miami, offensive weapons fucking galore. Achane was a good fucking pickup last season. They still got Waddle. They still got Hill, and hopefully Achane recovers from the injury he has. But that's a team that has to secure home field advantage, really even can make any kind of noise in the playoffs. That's a team that cannot play on the road. You know, they were 1-6 against teams under 500. 1-6 against teams with a winning record, 10-1 against teams with a losing record. So it just kind of goes to show you, man, like the level of competition for Miami is just razor thin. You know, they really have to secure that home field spot. You know, they did add Kendrick Fuller, the corner. They already have Jalen Ramsey. Their linebacking core is great. Bradley Chubb, Jalen Phillips, who both had injuries last season. The Jets. You know, the Jets haven't made the playoffs in 13 fucking years, which is really amazing when you think about it. I think
it's really that long?
Yeah, it's been
Holy
that long.
shit.
Yeah, I think if Rodgers can stay healthy, they have a really good defense. They got to take care of excuse me, no. Yeah, is that team? Yeah, what is it? Let me see. Oh, yeah, that's the other thing I thought about the Jets. It's Hassan Reddick. I don't know what they're going to do with that situation. He clearly doesn't want to fucking be there. He basically told Aaron Rodgers to fuck off when he tried to talk to him about staying out there. So that's something they have to address. Patriots are just going to be bad. Drake May, Jacoby Brissett, it doesn't fucking matter. They did trade Judon, so they're kind of getting a whole new start out there. I do think Jalen Polk, though, the wide receiver they got from Washington, I think he's going to have an impact out there. I think he's going to kind of be a surprise rookie as far as putting up numbers. But that is the AFC East. AFC North, man, is this division loaded here. I got Cincinnati. I got Baltimore. I got Pittsburgh Browns. I flipped this so many damn times, but I'm going to put Cleveland 3, and I'm going to put the Steelers 4. So I got Cincy, Baltimore, Cleveland, and I got Pittsburgh for the AFC North.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that. After what we saw out of Baltimore last night, I just don't have the faith in them being that team. You're not going to win a division or a playoff game with that short dink and dunk, because all they're going to do is sit back in coverage and wait on you. It's super easy to defend. Baltimore's is going to not Baltimore. I can't talk. Cincinnati is going to depend on Burrow staying healthy and the Jamar Chase situation. If they don't get him on the field, they're in trouble. But right now, I'm a Steelers guy. I have no faith in that quarterback room. Russell Wilson is a disaster. I have no clue what to expect from Justin Fields. And, the Browns are going to be dependent on Deshaun Watson. He was awful last year. So we're going to see.
Yeah, Browns did make some little bit of noise. They got Jerry Jeudy, who's really, he's going to have to resurrect his career out here in Cleveland, a fresh new slate. He's going to really have to come through out there, because I think his career is on the ropes. High first-round pick in Denver out of Alabama. I really thought he was going to be a good NFL receiver, but hasn't panned out. Pittsburgh, like you mentioned, Russell Wilson, that I think it was the thigh injury he has or something like that. That's going to be a game-time decision, it looks like. Pickens has turned into a playmaker out there. Benton, their big defensive line, had a good rookie season last year. I think they got him out of Wisconsin. The linebackers are good with Highsmith, Watt. Roberts had a good year last year. You add Patrick Quay to that linebacking core. So defensively, I think they're going to be sound. Joey Porter's, a good rookie that they came in last year. Fits that Pittsburgh defense just perfectly out there with a big, tough defensive back. But I just don't think they have enough to be ahead of Cleveland. Baltimore, we already touched on. Who the fuck's catching passes out there? Derrick Henry needs to be used more. The Baltimore's defense, they only gave up 16.5 points per game. But it feels like their offense can't put more than that up per game. And Cincinnati, like you touched on it, Joe Burrow's got to stay healthy. Jamar Chase, from everything I'm seeing, is going to play. So maybe they'll kind of push that contract situation out. I think CeeDee Lamb, Amon-Ra St. Brown, really kind of pushed the button as far as where's my contract.
It did.
Yeah, out there. So, and that's another situation. Year after year, they try to help the offensive line. They drafted Mims. They signed Trent Brown. We'll see how it happens out there in Cincinnati. Like I said, it all depends on Burrow. I got a name out here, though. Jermaine Burton, the wide receiver from Alabama. I think this dude is going to step right in and take the spot of, I think it was it Boyd or Higgins that they lost? I can't remember which wide receiver. But I think he's going to just slide right in there. He's got blazing speed out there. But this is a defense, man, that was 31st in yards per game at fucking 374 yards per game that they were giving up. So Dax Hill is good in the secondary, but they're going to have to really shore up that defense. But I still got them number one out there in the AFC North. Let's slide over to the South. I got Houston.
Quick note on the Steelers, by the way, before we move on. The left guard, the good left guard, Isaac Seumalo, has been officially ruled out for week 1. So their starting left guard is out. It's not great.
They can't get that offensive line together out there. And they're tried. I mean, I give them credit. It's not like they're ignoring that position. They've tried the last few years. Just haven't signed the right guys. AFC South, Houston, Jacksonville, Colts, and Tennessee. Nothing more to say.
I don't see anybody competing with.
Right, there's only two.
Who's going to compete with Houston in that division?
Yeah.
Like Houston and Jacksonville, and the Colts and the Titans are a complete disaster. They're not going to be any good. Houston may go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
If Phil doesn't favor the Chiefs.
Yeah, that's kind of everybody's really sexy pick is Houston. I mean, C.J. Stroud was basically perfect last season. Was my MVP candidate for almost half that year. 4,100 yards, 23 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions. They add Daniel Hunter. They add Stephon Diggs. You already had Tank Dell, Nico Collins. Defensively, Stingley, Will Anderson. They add Joe Mixon at the running back spot. So this is a team that's definitely adding pieces, and you can see them creeping up the divisions there. Jacksonville collapsed last season down the stretch. They turned the ball over like crazy. They had 14 interceptions, 16 fumbles. That's basically a fumble per game that they averaged out there in Jacksonville. I do like the wide receiver upgrades, though. Brian Thomas from LSU, going to be a playmaker. They added Gabe Davis, who they got from Buffalo. So Jacksonville, I think you can definitely plug them in as solid number 2. The Colts, I don't believe in Richardson. I love Jonathan Taylor and Pittman, but I don't see them going anywhere with Richardson. I really don't. I don't see it.
You're preaching to the choir there, bud.
Yeah, Tennessee is awful. They had the worst secondary in football. They did add Snead. They got Calvin Ridley. They got Hopkins. Got rid of Derrick Henry. Let Vrabel go. So a whole new regime change out there in Tennessee. That's going to be a work in progress for at least another couple of years. AFC West, Kansas City, the Chargers, the Raiders, and I got poor Denver and Sean Payton 4th out there.
Yeah, I'm agree with that. What a complete disaster Denver. It's like Bo Nix is your starting quarterback.
I know.
Dude's like 30 and he's a rookie. The Chiefs are obviously run away. We'll see what Harbaugh does with the Chargers. I think he's definitely going to be better than that freaking scumbag they had out there. That coach was we were ragging on him.
Yeah.
We were ragging on him all last year up until he got fired. We knew he was going to get fired because he was terrible. So we'll see what the Chargers can do.
Yep. Kansas City's 3-peat, going to remain dominant. Trent McDuffie's really coming to his own as a top corner. Added Xavier Worthy. We talked about that. Kansas City won. Chargers. Harbaugh's first season out there. He's going to bring Connor Stallions with him on that staff. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, that's not happening.
Oh, note about Connor Stallions, by the way. So you know how he's working at Mumford, right? The head coach had a stroke. Connor Stallions is currently the acting head coach of Mumford High School football.
Shut the fuck up. How come that's not national news anymore?
And he's not making a dime. He's not being paid for it.
It's all about the kids, man. It's all about the kids. Goddamn, Connor Stallions is a head coach. I'll be goddamn. Oh, anyways, the Chargers. You lose Keenan Allen, Mike Williams at the wide receiver position, Quentin Johnson, the wideout from TCU. He's probably going to be your number 1. Obviously, the injuries that Herbert had last year. I do like adding Gus Edwards, another big running back. This dude could pound through a fucking brick wall. You still got Mack. You still got Bosa. Derwin James, the good safety out there. So Chargers, I think, a solid number 2 out there in the AFC West. The Raiders, I do like Pierce, but that quarterback situation is awful. It's rotten. Max Crosby.
I love the coaching hire, but
yeah,
you can't tell me Aiden O'Connell's your starting quarterback with Gardner Minshew. Get the hell out of here.
I do like Brock Bowers, but I don't see how he's going to get the ball unless they get really creative and just quick hits or maybe some end arounds, some shit like that. Denver, like you said, Bo Nix is, I think, 40, some shit like that. But I think that's going to be the new trend, though. I really do, because these dudes transfer so fucking much that you're going to see a lot of quarterbacks coming in at 25, 26. That's going to be kind of the new norm, I think, going forward out there. That's it for the AFC. Oh, we ran through that pretty damn quick. Let's do the NFC East. Philly, Dallas, Giants, Washington.
Agreed. Totally agreed. Washington's the shit show. Don't get me started on. There's so much bullshit with that. One of their VPs of Image just got fired for calling. Did you see that? He was calling the players and the fans and the play.
He met her on like a dating site too, didn't he? I think they met on a dating site.
Yeah.
It's like she tried to set him up.
That's what he says on the first date.
Yeah, right. That's a good conversation starter. Philly, man, just like Jacksonville, they were a 10-1 start, went 1-6 down the stretch. I think that team really has no faith in the head coach. This is definitely his make or break season. I think he might be the first one fired out of any head coach, including Mike McCarthy in the same division. They really have to get off to a good start because it just doesn't seem that team has any faith in them. I liked Saquon Barkley, picked up Bryce Huff, so they made some additions, but definitely the class of this division. Dallas, Dak Prescott, I don't think he's getting no deal. I really don't. I think that Trey Lance move was calculated. And Prescott puts up good regular season numbers, almost like Stafford, but he just can't fucking get it done. In the postseason, got blown out by the Green Bay Packers. What a joy it was watching that shit. Besides CeeDee Lamb, though, who the fuck is the playmaker on this offense? Ferguson?
There isn't.
Yeah. No run game either.
Zeke back. I think the Cowboys are set up to be a complete and utter shit show. I I think Jerry Jones is smoking some good shit. Maybe Hunter Biden got him something. I don't know. But I think they're set up to be a mess. Sirianni's probably going to be one of the first coaches to get fired, in my opinion, because I think that they're gonna fall apart at some point.
I agree. The Giants, you got Danny DeVito's son sitting right behind Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, just like Judy, I think his career's on the ropes right now. This is really his last season. They draft Neighbors to give him some help at that position. They just don't have enough talent to compete with Dallas or Philly, but they're better than Washington. You know, their offensive line gave up the second most sacks in NFL fucking history last year, giving up 85. They had a lot of injuries.
In NFL history.
In NFL history, yes. They had a lot of injuries, but still, I mean, their dudes were getting fucking killed out there. And Washington, Jaden Daniel era has begun under Dan Quinn. That's a very, very long rebuild that they're going to have to do out there. In Washington, what do we got next? Ooh, the NFC North. I'll be goddamn. Well, I got the Lions, I got the Packers, I got Chicago, and I got poor Justin Jefferson and the Minnesota Vikings at 4th.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think this is the Lions' year.
Oh, God.
And I was listening to the radio on the way out to where I'm at now. Too many people are giving the Packers too much credit for a couple of good games at the end of last year. I think the Lions are absolutely the best team in that division. There's no arguing it. Embrace it, Lions fans. You are our favorite to win the Super Bowl.
Sounds
you
weird,
just
though.
are. It does sound weird, but I listen to sports radio all the time, and I hear a lot of people, well, maybe you'll be 10-7 and you'll be okay. No, get out of here. Embrace it. Say they're going to be undefeated. Like this, they got better in the offseason. They retained the talents that they wanted. Well, they improved every part of that team. The D-line, the O-line, the wide receiver room is the only thing that's a little questionable, but the secondary got markedly better. They retained everybody that they wanted. Nobody left that they didn't replace with somebody better. So they're going to run away with that.
Yep. I agree. It's, hey, this is our time, man. I mean, literally been waiting your whole life just to be competitive, just to be fucking competitive. And here we are. NFC favorites, it seems like, besides San Francisco. A lot of people got the Lions. But yeah, upgraded the cornerback position. Carlton Davis, Rakestraw, Arnold. DJ Reader, I think, is going to be a game-time decision. Improved on the defensive line. Davenport,
yes,
who's always had just injuries throughout his entire career with his ankle and all that shit. I really haven't been able to find anything on him as far as his status. It looks like he's going to play. It's just kind of weird. There's nothing really out there. At least I couldn't find. Jamison Williams, I think, is going to be the most important player on this fucking team. If he can truly be a number 2, and I'm talking like 50 to 60 fucking catches, not this 20 shit. A true number 2, 50 to 60 catches, they're good. If he's the Jamison Williams that we've had the last few seasons, where a couple games he'll get 3 catches and then he'll have 1, it's not going to work out as far as a big playmaker. But Jamison Williams, to me, on that offense, is going to make everything fucking go. Solid number 2, they're good to go. I think they're an injury away, though, at that wide receiver spot to be in some serious fucking trouble. Not a lot of depth at all at that position. The linebacker, I think that's another spot that they're going to have to upgrade next offseason. Anzalone, Rodriguez, these dudes are playing out above their talent level. I'm not trying to be a dick, but they're not that fucking good. That's a spot they're going to have to address. They've been able to kind of bring these dudes up, but I just hope it's not a problem when teams are just smashing them up the ass with the run game. Up front, they're better, so that should negate that a little bit. But, yeah, the Lions, they got this division wrapped up. Green Bay, now you got no faith in Green Bay. Look, Jordan Love got better throughout the entire season. They had the 49ers on the ropes, just like the Lions did. I think the Niners, when you go back and look at their playoff run, they should have lost to the Packers, and they should have lost to the fucking Lions. We'll get that moving forward when we do our AFC and NFC championship games. They had Josh Jacobs. Their secondary, they completely overhauled it. They got Xavier McKinley. They drafted Bullard. So they've made some upgrades, but I definitely
Terry
got
and
them
Arnold.
second. Yeah, right. I got Chicago third. I think they're going to be better than the Vikings. Caleb Williams, Keenan Allen of Dunze. Dunze looks like he's going to be a fucking player. This ain't their year for Chicago. Give him a couple more years, and I'm not that high on Caleb Williams. I just like what they've done around him. Minnesota, God, do I feel bad for Justin Jefferson. I don't even know why he signed that contract, honestly. What the fuck are you doing there? That's going to be a rebuild for 2 or 3 fucking years, man. I know you got JJ, but who knows how that's going to work out. Sam Darnold throwing you the football. Come on, man. I would have left. God bless him for wanting to stay with one team out there,
Yeah.
but he should have jumped ship because that's
Preaching to the choir, man.
That's going to be
Preaching
a
to
mess,
the choir.
dude. All right, the South. One of the divisions I can't stand. I got Tampa 1, Atlanta 2. Everybody loves Atlanta. The Saints 3, and I got the Panthers 4. Probably the worst team in football. Okay, now you're moving. Yeah. Atlanta's really the hot team out there. Said no to Bill Belichick, which is fucking kind of weird. They bring in Raheem Morrison. Kirk Cousins obviously added, but John Robinson's going to get a lot more carries. Offensive line is good with Matthews. Pitts, Drake London, they got playmakers. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out there. Tampa Bay, Baker Mayfield got paid this offseason. Got a big chunk of money. I still got them number 1. The Saints, they just don't do anything for me at all, but they're better than Carolina. Perry, their big wide receiver who got hurt last year, I think it's making an impact, but I don't care about the Saints. There's nothing special out there to me. I mean, fucking Derek Carr, are you kidding me? And the Panthers, God, did C.J. Stroud make Bryce Young look fucking horrible last year. I got them last.
Dude, I swear, like, the dude's Bryce Young's got to be the shortest quarterback in the history of quarterbacks. The dude's tiny.
Besides Doug Flutie, yeah. I mean, fucking no joke. He really has to be. He's got to fucking be. Just horrible. I mean, you think his hands got to be fucking small, too. And Kyle Murray, too. I think Kyle Murray's probably about 2 inches taller than him. Got to be.
Yeah, he might be.
NFC West. Niners, Rams, Seahawks, Arizona.
Got me on that. Yeah, Niners just the best team. The rest of the divisions,
Yeah, I mean, that Ayuk drama from San Francisco was just fucking so unnecessary, man. It really was. Trent Williams got his new deal, but that's a team. They got the 2 Super Bowls now. It's just they got to an NFC Championship game. Purdy got hurt, lost in the Super Bowl last year. I don't think the window is closing, but I think they might have to kind of retool after this season. But I still got them winning the division. The Rams, with Stafford's age, it's kind of hard to say that they're coming up. But they got some playmakers. Puka Nacua, that little motherfucker, tore up the Detroit Lions in that playoff game. I wanted to kick the fuck out of his ass. Cooper Kupp's coming back from an injury, that nagging hamstring he had the entire season. Williams is a good back. So Rams offensively are going to be got it going on out there. The Seahawks like the running back combination. Charbonnet, Walker, secondary, Witherspoon, Tariq Woolen. It's just a tough division out there. Pete Carroll's gone, but that division is really stacked up from the top. I think the Rams are better. I think the Niners are better. Seahawks, I don't want to dog on Geno Smith, but God, DK Metcalf needs a wide receiver. That dude should be putting up numbers fucking astronomically. But I think it's just Geno Smith's kind of holding that team back. And I said, I'm not hating on Geno Smith. I just think they're at that point that they're building the team that they need to plug in a new quarterback out there, at least for DK Metcalf's sake. Arizona, never believed in Kyle Murray. Never was a Kyle Murray fan. I do like McBride, the tight end. And Darius Robinson, the dude that they picked up from Missouri, who I thought the Lions were actually going to grab. I think he's going to be a fucking beast out there for Arizona, but they're not better than Seattle, the Rams, or the Niners. So and Marvin Harrison too. I think Marvin Harrison's going to put up some pretty good numbers, but they're just not as good as the teams above them. All right, that's that for our playoff predictions. Let's do some AFC and NFC championship games here. AFC championship game, I had about 3 teams I was kind of floating around. Bengals, Texans, Chiefs. I guess you just got to put the Chiefs in there. So for me, I guess it's Chiefs either against the Bengals or the Texans. I think Texans are a more complete team. So I'm going to go Chiefs and the Texans in the AFC Championship game.
Completely agreed on that. I think Houston's the most complete team. I think they're even more complete than the Chiefs. I don't think the Chiefs that we saw last night were particularly good. I think that they got a lot of calls that went their way, and I think Baltimore just isn't that great. So yeah, I'm putting Texans and Chiefs.
All right, NFC Championship game. So I had the Lions penciled in against pretty much anybody else, and God, it feels so fucking weird saying that and not feeling like you belong in a Looney Tune cartoon or some shit. But Lions and the team that you dogged on, Packers. And the only reason why I'm saying this, and I'll explain this right now, is just the way San Francisco looked in the playoffs last year. They should have lost to both these teams. I know it's a whole new season and all that shit, but that's my fucking really explanation for taking the Lions and the Packers. So I got Lions and Packers in the NFC Championship game.
I'm going Lions and 49ers again. I think it's going to be a repeat. I think the Lions take it this year, though. They're a better team.
Yep, so I got the Lions and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. And give me them damn Motor City Kitties. Woo, yeah, give me that shit. Forward down the field, bitches. I got the Lions. The Lions. Winning a damn Super Bowl. So, like Chiefs, Lions winning it. Who you got?
Can't disagree. So long as the Chiefs don't get all the preferential calls, I think it's the Lions to lose.
Oh, my goodness. There it is. Lions are your Super Bowl champions. Record this, stamp it, fucking hang it on your fridge next to your good report card. All those predictions we had, yep, stamp that shit in there. That is that. MVP. Who do you think's going to take the MVP this season?
I've got an outside pick.
So do I. I'm sick of quarterbacks. Jared Goff. Oh, good call. Oh, that is a good call, actually. That is a good call. I got Tyreek Hill. I think if Tyreek Hill can put up some big numbers, almost 2,000 yards, I hope this is a year it doesn't go to a quarterback. I want to see some.
According to Fox Sports MVP odds, Jared Goff is plus 2,000 to win the MVP.
Shit.
So
throw $10 on that.
Take that for what it's worth. Yep. Green Bay and Philly in Philly.
Give me the Packers.
Take the Packers too. Today, first game on the slate: Steelers and Falcons. I am going Falcons.
Oh, I'm going. Where's that at? In Atlanta?
Yeah, it's in Atlanta.
Give me the dog. Give me Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's a 3-point underdog. So, next game you've got Arizona at Buffalo.
Oh wow. I'm not high on either team.
Neither.
You know what? Give me the Cardinals. How about Marvin Harrison goes off for about 200 fucking yards? Give me Marvin Harrison and the Cardinals.
I'll take Buffalo just because I don't think Arizona can go on the road and win. 6.5-point dog, by the way, Arizona. Tennessee at Chicago.
Oh, Chicago all fucking day. All fucking day.
Yeah, me too. We've got New England at Cincinnati.
Oh, let me think. As long as Joe Burrow doesn't die on his way to the fucking stadium, I got Cincinnati. Like, that's not even going to be a fucking question.
I'll echo that sentiment. Patriots are 8.5-point dogs.
Oh, my God. 8 points in the NFL is ridiculous. Wow.
Houston at Indy.
Houston. Definitely Houston. I think Houston is...
Houston all day.
All day.
Jacksonville at Miami.
Miami in a blowout. Yeah,
Jacksonville is 3.5-point dogs. Yeah. Houston is a 3-point favorite over Indy.
They're going to need more points than that. They're going to need more points than that. I think the Miami's going to light them up.
They are predicting rain for that game, so that could be a part of that. Carolina at New Orleans. Carolina going in as a 4-point dog.
I really don't like both teams. Give me the Saints.
Sounds good to me. God, this is the dog game of the week here. This is the absolute worst game of the week.
Worse than Panthers and Saints?
Yes. I can't even say it. The Vikings going in to the Meadowlands.
Oh my God!
Against the Giants.
Oh, you know, as bad as that is, that's got to be the Thursday night fucking game. As bad as that is, that's got to be the Thursday night game. Wow.
It's Sunday at 1. Minnesota's a 1.5 point favorite, by the way.
I gotta go minute. Well, you know what? Give me the Giants just because they're the home team. Give me the Giants.
I'm going to go with an outside pick on this. I'm going to go with neither team wins and it's a tie because they're both so bad.
That could happen. Probably like a 3-0.
Next, we've got the 4 o'clock. Yeah, the 4 o'clock slots. Las Vegas going into, don't say San Diego because it's LA now. The Chargers is 3-point dogs.
Chargers, they make a statement. Herbert throws for 400 yards. I got Chargers.
Got Denver going into Seattle.
Oh, Seattle.
As 6-point dogs.
Seattle's secondary just
Seattle
overtakes poor little Bo Nix. I got Seattle.
This is an interesting line. So the next 4 o'clock slot, we've got this one and one more. Dallas going into Cleveland as 2.5-point dogs.
You know, Cleveland's got a really good fucking defense. Stingy defense. How about Dak Prescott blows out his leg and Trey Lance era begins? I got the Cowboys. Hey.
Trey Lance era. I'm gonna take Cleveland on that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The last of the 4 o'clock slots. Another just dog shit game. Washington going into Tampa. 3.5-point dogs.
Tampa for damn sure. Definitely Tampa.
Yep. Another rain game. 91 degrees and rainy for that game.
That's muggy as shit.
Miserable.
Yep.
It's Florida weather. Now here's the premier game of the week. The Sunday night game. Yep. The Rams coming into downtown Detroit as 3.5-point underdogs.
Lions.
Yeah,
that crowd is going to be fucking bonkers, man. I wish I could go to some of these games. You talk about being outpriced and fucking, especially on the secondary market for these tickets, man. Like $300 to $400 for standing room. Crazy, but I definitely got the Lions. I do think that secondary is going to probably struggle having a new group out there. Nakua, we'll see how Kupp looks coming back, if he can get a full season under his belt. So it's going to be a close one, though. I think it's going to be a high-scoring close one. I got Lions. We didn't do any scores for these ones, but give me the Lions. We'll say 27 to 24 Lions.
No, I'm smashing Lions all day. Yeah. So the last game of the week, the Monday night game, is a complete dud as far as I'm concerned. The Jets, going into San Francisco as 4-point dogs. Give me San Francisco. Yep. Get the hell out of here, Aaron Rodgers. It's time to hang up the cleats.
Can you imagine if he got hurt again? Imagine if he got fucking hurt again.
He's going to.
Wasn't it like it was like the third fucking play of like their second series. I remember he started coming up limp, and I'm like, oh, that's a fucking riot. God, it doesn't seem that long ago. I remember doing that podcast.
Yeah, I remember we texted each other.
Yeah, I think we did a podcast that night. I'm pretty sure we did. That night we did, like right after that.
I'm pretty sure we did.
Yeah. All right, so there it is,
too.
man. There it is. That is 2024 NFL preview. Well, probably if you want, I'm off Monday and Tuesday. If you want to do like a week wrap up on Tuesday, something like that, we can get down on.
Yeah, we'll get down on that.
Cool. All right,
yeah,
man.
buddy.
All right, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, you little bastards. See ya.